the universe expanded conclusively, encouraging altogether more first-rate length. After this period, it endured to grow, however, at a more sluggish fee in the stop, converting into the universe we study in recent times. That is the inflationary speculation of the antique galactic blast, the most eminent and widely perceived hypothesis of ways the universe started. However, for a few physicists, this head hypothesis does no longer exactly painting the movement of our universe. They proposed that the universe existed before that thing, extending on into the beyond as well as into the future. Even as the universe is extending nowadays, it became contracting in advance than the Big Bang. In this view, the Big Bang is not so much a bang as a leap, a second. Even as the contracting universe traded paths and started out to create all over again. As established by means of their speculation, the universe may need to bypass with continued development, likely determined by a breakdown inside the some distance future. Then one more jump. Several physicists proposed the S might be never-ending. This traumatic conditions the norm cosmological view in which the whole matter commenced with a large bang. The top-notch physicist Brian Cox additionally demanding situations the speculation of how things got here to be, putting forward that something cannot emerge from nothing, adding to the stress the James Internet Telescope has made startling revelations. Clashing with the concept that the Big Bang may be taken into consideration the beginning of the universe, these findings deliver up the query. If the Big Bang wasn't the begin of the universe, then what was? Should the universe eventually start with a bypass or something definitely distinctive? The concept that the universe had a beginning or an afternoon with no yesterday as it become initially diagnosed returns to George Lemaitre in 1927. At the same time, it's far a less than best situation to indicate that the universe probably had a beginning. That length of galactic history has little to do with the hot extensive bang that depicted our underlying universe. But unique vicinity specialists or even a minority of specialists despite the fact that live with conviction that the Big Bang marks the very beginning of everything. All matters considered, the definition is out oft. The Big Bang is not the presentation of life as we might be aware of nowadays. In truth, there may additionally be a lot of evidence highlighting a non-solitary beginning of our universe. We never arrived at those conclusions based mostly on no obtrusive endo or excessive temperatures. Our universe is excellent defined via an inflationary length that happened before the Big Bang. The Big Bang is the stop-end result of what passed off inside the direction of the consummation of advancement. During development, the universe modified into definitely void. No debris, irrespective of no photons. Just void area. Space itself became packed with an enormous quantity of strength at each place. This electricity changed over time, extending in a quick and determined fashion. Because the universe prolonged, those modifications loosened up to massive extensions. Whilst new confined scale modifications have been made to pinnacle them, this superposition of instabilities throughout scales is a characterizing element of cosmological extension. It's for arbitrary reasons, not deliberate. If you lived in an increasing universe, you may possibly stumble upon nearby regions where an augmentation reached an end or the area amongst you and them prolonged emphatically. In brief, you could try to apprehend what takes place closer to the beginning of a massive impact. Before that vicinity vanished virtually from view, it includes a small neighborhood region. In all likelihood, no greater full size than a human great hamster ball. However, probably considerably larger. The electricity function of vicinity then receives changed over into be counted and radiation. This transformation happens fast, taking form quickly but not instantaneously. Because the energy sure up in place itself changes over into debris, photons, and more. The temperature rapid augments from just a few degrees above absolute zero to perhaps around 20 Kelvin over the identical quick time frame. Due to the huge degree of energy modified, everything actions close to the speed of mild. All particles act as radiation with huge strength, whether they're massless or massive. This alteration is called reheating, marking the end of improvement and the start of the degree referred to as the new massive bang. As improvement proceeds, you'll witness a huge alternate from all previous conditions. Whilst the current Big Bang begins, the increasing universe quick slows down after the hidden image of improvement in an inflationary universe place expands definitively. With greater and extended way away areas walking unendingly. Even as improvement ends and the recent massive bang starts off evolved, more remote regions will recede from you to an ever-growing diploma. Gradually, as time progresses, the part of the universe in which improvement ends sees the extension price drop, while the increasing areas surrounding it see no such drop. Under enlargement, the space to any object ought to double after a certain length. And whilst that same amount of time elapses, that distance doubles yet again indefinitely. Once the Big Bang starts, this modifications, because the expanding universe slows down after the initial second of development. Before the Big Bang, you may encounter improvement, cleaning off with neighboring areas. Those areas wherein improvement ends will fill with relay, antimatter, and radiation, and make bigger more slowly than the still developing regions, leaving you in the increasing neighborhood as a regular network inside spacetime. Those regions in which heat Big Bangs get up emerge as far off from exclusive locations. Where development keeps, because of this, they'll speedy recede from each other's view. Within the norm inflationary image, due to this, the improvement charge adjustments, there may be little risk that any universes with separate warm large bangs will ever interact. The location in which we come to reside gets rather lucky, and growth reaches an end for us. The electricity characteristic of space itself gets modified over to a heat, thick, and almost uniform ocean of particles with the number 1 imperfections, and departures from consistency concerning the quantum changes that existed, and were loosened up across the universe quicker or later of development. The high-quality energy quantum fluctuations correspond initially to overdense areas, whilst the lousy energy fluctuations get modified over into first of all underdense regions. Those feature as the seeds of massive structures. We can't see those density fluctuations in recent times as they had been even as the universe first of all went via the heat Big Bang. There are not any visible imprints we can get admission to from that early duration. The first observable imprint comes from around 380,000 years later after going through exceptional affiliations, although we can extrapolate back to understand the initial density fluctuations. Finding something consistent with the narrative of galactic improvement, the temperature fluctuations are engraved inside the cosmic microwave record CMB, presenting evidence of how the Big Bang started. But there are various inconsistencies. Most of the CMB and our modern-day version of cosmology, we're missing something, and people can be summarized in 4 inconsistencies. First, on mainly huge scales, the universe isn't always behaving as predicted. The light from the CMB is being lensed via relay between us and the CMB. That means depend acts like a large lens, bending and converting the amplitude of the mild in the return of it. The volume of this lensing isn't always consistent with our cutting-edge model, representing a high-quality mission for cosmology. Secondly, the 2 sides of the equator of the CMB sky have one-of-a-kind common temperatures, conflicting with the expectation of uniformity within the universe's earliest degree. The idea that the universe ought to have started reliably results in numerous inconsistencies. Third, the cost of the Hubble steady, which describes how speedy the universe is expanding, adjustments depending upon whether or not we degree it from the cosmic microwave historic beyond CMB or from neighboring stars. Collectively, those irregularities suggest we are lacking something essential in how we interpret the universe. One proposed solution comes from loop quantum cosmology, which originates from loop quantum gravity. On this framework, gravity itself is made up of particles referred to as quant. Shaping the fabric of life in loop quantum cosmology, there's a smallest scale of place, the Planck scale, or 1.0 by 10 carat of -35 m. This approach, the Big Bang, couldn't exist in a universe described via this principle as an alternative. The universe ought to by no means reach an infinitely small dense issue near the Big Bang. In loop quantum cosmology, whilst the universe became very small, quantum corrections predicted a repulsive strain, causing a jump alternatively of a singularity. This shows that our universe may have originated from a preceding universe that shrunk, after which extended all over again, much like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Whilst the concept of a cosmic bounce isn't always totally new, loop quantum cosmology gives a mathematical framework to help it cyclic time. Just like the idea of a cosmic leap is additionally located in Hindu cosmology, including similarly weight to this idea. If loop quantum cosmology is correct, the early universe may have had a mild energy and density. This situation should modify the CMB, appearing as mild variations in temperature throughout the sky, These variations measured via the quality energy spectrum should offer huge evidence of the universe's foundation and guide the possibility of a jump normal. Loop quantum cosmology offers a compelling opportunity to the ultramodern Big Bang version, potentially resolving some of the prolonged status inconsistencies in cosmology and supplying insights into the origins of the universe. It moreover gives a promising cause of the third irregularity, the discrepancy in average temperatures among the two hemispheres of the CMB sky. The structure provided with the aid of way of loop quantum cosmology addresses the primary anomalies positioned in the CMB, the unusual behavior at massive scales, and the lensing effect. In step with Dr. Venet Goind of the National Institute of Advanced Studies, the opportunity that those irregularities are not just length errors but originate from quantum gravity outcomes early in the universe is quite the idea that the universe commenced out in a cosmic leap has been proposed before. But its affirmation requires 4028A5C6D3 add 5086501EC6F3534D0 research. Cosmic variance poses a venture in this view, as our observations may be limited to particular components of the universe. Complicating our knowledge, Dr. Dwayne Johnson, a co-writer of A Giant Look At and a professor at Penn Kingdom University, highlights the trouble in validating such theories due to the big range. However, the incorporation of recent opportunities like loop quantum cosmology and its 4028A5C6D3 at 5086501EC6F3534D0 implications preserve promise in resolving unique cosmological problems. In spite of these upgrades, a massive question remains. Did the universe have a beginning at all? Proponents of the universe having a beginning insist that it did. However, this raises questions about the nature of the event that commenced out everything. Conversely, cyclic cosmology proposes an eternal universe continuously gift procedure cosmic bounces. However, physicist William Kenny of the College at Buffalo identifies the essential flaw in this concept: entropy. The degree of disease in a tool increases with every cosmic leap m to a non-prevent depletion of usable energy. This entropy increase implies a beginning like a Big Bang conflicting with the concept of an eternal universe. Whilst new cyclic fashions try and deal with this hassle by using manner of inclusive of expansive ranges between bounces to burn up entropy, Kenny research suggests that the universe probably had a completely unique beginning. Kenny's findings highlight the continued debate over cyclic universes, prompting in addition investigation into their feasibility. Proponents of cyclic universes have not begun to completely deal with this criticism. The clinical communicate approximately this subject matter keeps to evolve, pushed with the aid of the quest to decide the universe's origins and its last fate. Quantum cosmology and cyclic fashions, which recommend numerous mechanisms to cope with anomalies, have sparked interest amongst cosmologists. Nelson dos Santos of the Brazilian Countrywide Institute for Area Studies, who has delved into bouncing and cyclic models, notes that whilst loop quantum cosmology bounces deal with CMB anomalies, they may not be useful. Still, he remains confident in the opportunity of a cyclic universe. In keeping with Nelson, the lifestyles of the universe are precious. Creating a cyclic universe usually gift seems greater possible than one created at a specific second. As a scientist, he remains open to exploring both opportunities. Whilst the beginning of our universe stays a mystery, there has been intense dialogue about its final future. The future of the universe is predicated upon its composition, which includes darkish electricity and determining its fate basically. There are two most important situations: infinite growth or contraction. In one situation, the universe expands indefinitely with stars ultimately laborious their gas, leaving in the back of stellar remnants like white dwarfs and black holes. However, the fate of the universe relies upon the character of dark electricity, a mysterious pressure using the universe's boom. If dark power stays constant, the universe expansion hastens m to a chilly dark large freeze as take into account disperses and entropy will increase. As an alternative, if there is sufficient remember, the universe's increase may additionally gradual and opposite into contraction. This state of affairs leads to the possibility of a cyclic universe model, wherein the universe undergoes cycles of expansion and contraction, never accomplishing infinite density or a specific beginning. Each cycle marks the begin of a new generation of existence, supplying a greater reassuring mindset as compared to a chilly dark loss of life. Regardless of the universe's fate, our presence at this specific moment is splendid. It shows our unique function in the universe and the essential feature of knowledge in thinking about the universe's vastness and its inevitable fact. As we contemplate the universe's nature, we are compelled to bear in thoughts that means of our existence and the quick nature of time itself. Thank you for taking note of this episode. Your guide drives us to deliver high-quality content fabric, and we appreciate your comments on ultramodern topics. Live tuned for future episodes by means of subscribing and spreading the phrase. Until subsequent time, keep exploring the mysteries of the universe.